And welcome back, and we are now at part 4 of week 4 of the New 52 and Shadow Gallery's RETCONVERSATIONS. Welcome back. We're going to talk about, we got 4 more comics to go, ranging from god-awful to really fucking good. So, let's start off. Teen Titans. I was really scared when I opened up this book. Or actually before I opened up this book. Because I saw, okay, whose name's on the cover? Scott Lobdell, who did the, what I think is easily the worst of the New 52, which was Red Hood and the Outlaws. Awful, horrible, terrible comic. Aside from the controversy, which I keep saying should be a non-issue because it's such a terrible book that it really shouldn't matter. Anyway, but I was surprised. I was pleased for the for the most part. Again, this is something where it's like there's a bit of a retcon going here, but not really, because we have Kid Flash, who I'm assuming is I'm assuming has to be Wally West because or maybe it's Bart Allen. I really don't know. That's the whole thing. I have no idea. Because if this is the same universe that is going on with the Flash right now, then it would make sense that this would be Wally. And not make too much sense that it's Bart. But it honestly could be either or. But what's really confusing here, and this is my main issue with the book, is that you got Tim Drake, who's trying to put a team together, because there's this group that's hunting down all these young metahumans. For what reason, we don't know. But nefarious reasons, I'm sure. And Tim Drake, he has a picture of himself and Batman, leaping across the rooftops of Gotham City, and it's Batman in his older gear, with the yellow, pouches and the big he's got the blue underwear on, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, but we have also going on here at the same time, we have a retcon, because we have this new Superboy, we have a Wonder Girl who nobody knows is Wonder Girl. So it's something that takes place now, but has completely wiped out the rest of its past. Like, okay, Tim Drake remembers that he was... Is it like that Tim Drake remembers that he was Robin, and that he did all these things? And now, okay, well, but I've forgotten everything else. Or is it that that they're trying to do a retcon, but it's kind of half-assed, I guess is the best way that I can describe it. That's where it's at its most disappointing. It just seems like a huge logistical nightmare that they ran into, where it's like, okay, we're trying to do this book, we want to have Tim Drake be Red Robin, and by the way, his new costume is killer. I love the design for his new costume. It's just, like I said, it's too reality seem to kind of fold in on themselves. Anyway, if this book continues to kind of highlight, and it does really well in this issue, kind of highlight Tim's strengths as a leader and as someone who is potentially pretty damn dangerous, then that's cool. I like that, and I'm on board for it. Brett Booth, who does the art in this, it's pretty generic. It's passable. I mean, it's there's nothing bad about it. It's just really generic for comic book. So anyway, but it's I'll check it out for a couple more issues, see what it's like. Savage Hawkman. Another retcon here. Maybe? I don't know. Must be, because, you know, Hawkman and Hawkgirl, or Hawkwoman, whatever, they kicked it in Brightest Day. So he was trying to get rid of his, you know, his old suit, the nth metal, everything. But it kind of comes alive and absorbs him, sets him on fire. He's, you know, aliens, but what's the really interesting idea here at work is that he's actually absorbed the nth metal into himself. So that's it, and that's where the issue starts to really get cool. Is that, you know, there's this big kind of heroic reveal of, you know, when he's dealing with these alien things, whatever they are. That, you know, it reveals that he's actually got the, you know, the Hawkman armor inside of him. So that was cool. I dug that. So there is some interesting stuff here, but it's written by Tony Daniel, who, again, he's not the greatest writer in the world, and it does kind of suffer from, again, the lack of density. Coming back to that issue again. Although Philip Tam's art here is really, really good. So, again, just it suffers from there being a lack of time to adequately explain things. So this is, you know, it's an interesting read, and I think I'll pick it up. You know, again, this is going to be something that's, you know, kind of a test run, but, you know, interested to see how it comes out. VOODOO. Well, if you thought the kind of hypersexualization of the New 52 was over, guess what? You're really wrong. I mean, really wrong. I honestly didn't even double check as to who wrote this or who did the art. Art's pretty good. It's horrifically cheesecakey. Because it's a, you know, VOODOO is a stripper, but she's also an alien. And apparently she is being chased by some agents who know that she's an alien, know that she's telepathic, and can change and rip them to shreds, but apparently they have some kind of Wolverine-esque healing factor, or at least this the one man does. And it was like, you know, there's loads of TNA in this issue, but lack of any kind of discernible story really, 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 really harms it. So it's just a big snooze fest. I mean, whoever wrote it, whoever, you know, drew it, it's just like, pff, who cares? I mean, it was very much along the lines of Blackhawks, and it's just like, I don't care. You know, I was kind of interested to start reading it, but now I just don't care. You know, thought this could have been, you know, we could get away a little bit from, you know, because there's been a lot of controversy coming out of the New 52 about, you know, sexism in comics and the hypersexualization of women. I think this is a really important conversation to have. It's just that I don't think that the New 52 is the... Well, I mean, actually, you know, I'm glad for that, actually. No, so I shouldn't really say that. I'm glad that it has kind of provoked this kind of discussion, because it's definitely a discussion worthy of having. Because, yes, there do need to be stronger female characters in comics. There do need to be more female, not oriented, but, you know, certainly, you know, just, or female friendly. They just have to be reader friendly. They can't just be, okay, we're making, because comics are primarily read by men, they're primarily written by men, so we're not going to do too many women, and if they are, they're really sexy women, and, you know, they all look the same, and, you know, whatever. So on to my book of the week, where nothing is the same as it has been in this New 52, and that is I, Vampire, by somebody who I've never heard of, Joshua Hale Fialkov, and art by Andrea Sorrentino. I loved this book. I read it and I was just like, I am fucking blown away. I remember reading once upon a time some of the old House of Mystery with the character of Andrew Bennett. You know, basically a vampire who has kind of forsaken the the ways of vampirism. He actually is fighting to kill other vampires, not like a Blade type of thing, but he just he doesn't he drinks animal blood. He'll drink bottled human blood, but he won't actually drink from a living human. He won't. He has been evil in the past. He sired another character that's in this book, the character of Mary, quote unquote Queen of Blood. This was back in the 1500s, so he's been alive for quite a long time. But just anyway, wow, this is the most kind of, other than Swamp Thing and Animal Man, this is the most Vertigo-ish title of the New 52 into the mainstream DCU, because the mainstream DCU is discussed here. That they do talk about some of the the metahumans that are out there, the superheroes that are out there. So there's no origin story here. There's no real exposition, and it actually makes it better. So I know that might contradict things that I've said in the past, but this book is so fucking great that it doesn't matter, that you don't even really need to know who these characters are. It's very clear that there's a relationship that exists between Andrew and Mary, and it is very much of a love-hate relationship, and it's really engrossing. It's really, really engrossing, and it just seems like this character of Andrew Bennett, he's really matured to a much, this is not Twilight, but it's not 30 Days of Night either. Not really. That may be not it's not like over the top gore, blood, horror, but it is a horror comic. It is more of it skirts along the edge of not quite being a mature reader's comic, but it's like right on the edge. So this is definitely for an older audience, but these are the people who are really going to get something out of it. Don't be fooled. This isn't, like I said, this is not a this is not Twilight. So I'm hoping that people who pick up this book thinking that it might be, and they see that it's actually a really, really excellent issue of comics, as opposed to it just being, just more of the same old vampires, nah, love, nah, stake to the heart, nah, whatever. It's super entertaining. It's super fucking creepy. I mean, it was quite shocking. Some moments of it were really shocking and really scary, but some of it was oddly erotic, romantic. This is great horror comics right here. This is, without it being getting into the uber gory, adult horror comics. But this is for adults. It's definitely for mature readers. It's for an older and more sophisticated audience. And wow, Andrew Sorrentino, wow, does she fucking kill it with the art. It's very Jay Lee-esque, and Jay Lee is a terrific, awesome, great artist. And I love how it's kind of, floaty. Everything seems to be somewhat otherworldly, but still grounded in a reality, as far as Sorrentino's art and Jay Lee's art. So, I mean, this book is it's gorgeous to look at. It's great to read. This is definitely, one of the best offerings from the new DCU, or from the New 52 that I've seen. This is definitely going in my pull box, absolutely. So, well, that's it for RETCONVERSATIONS. We're done. The New 52 is officially old. So we're going to pick it up from here. So like I said, like, dislike, comment, subscribe. If you like it, please tell your friends. I'm getting kind of lower viewership lately. So anyway, this is James Lonley from the Shadow Gallery. We'll see you next time.